Guys, Father's Day is coming up. And if you're looking for the perfect gift to give your dad, look no further. Help him step up his pocket game. The Ridge wallet, guys, it's light, it's sleek, it's industrial. And by the way, it doesn't fold and awkwardly bulge out of your back pocket. It goes into your front pocket. Ridge wallets hold up to 12 cards, plus all the cash that you need. You can choose from over 30 colors and styles. That includes carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It is the best wallet you can buy. You don't just have to take my word for it. There's over 40,000 five-star reviews. And I'll admit, I was skeptical at first. But once I tried it, I never went back to my old wallet. I'm sure you're going to love it, but guys, there's no pressure. Test it out for 45 days. If you don't love it, and I mean love it, send it back, you'll get a full refund. If you decide to keep it, and I believe you will, there's a lifetime warranty, so there's nothing to lose. Just go to ridge.com/Chael or click on the link in the description below. That's going to get you a special 15% savings for Father's Day. That comes with free worldwide shipping and returns. I think Masvidal might be going down the wrong road. It's hard to say, and Masvidal is doing everything right. Now, here's what you've got to understand. Okay, Masvidal did not win his last fight, and he did not spend one single moment in front of you weeping about it. He has never made the mistake that so many newer fighters do of reminding you of their shortcomings. Like, fighters get so close to their careers and their little bubbles with their little circles and their social media that's all about them. It's a very common thing. It's just a piece of psychology, but it's a very common thing. And they get light years off of reality. They step out of the reality of who and where they are in the career. I see it all the time. But I will also see them down in the dumps and wanting to talk about it, so that it's not like they're a little kid and somebody pats them on the back and says, tomorrow's going to be a new day, Junior. They get so down in the dumps, they bring up defeats from the past. Why? We don't know. We simply don't know. Jorge Masvidal is the second biggest star in this sport. Tell me what his record is. Go ahead. Right now, just tell me what his record is. The record's a very common thing. It follows a guy absolutely everywhere he goes. It will be in every interview he does. It will be announced before every single fight. Just tell me his record. Play that with somebody else. What is Tyson Fury's record? That's a major star. What was Mike Tyson's record? We don't know when you lost, man. It's ancient history. The news cycle you've got from the day that you sign, you build up to a fight, then you've got fight week where it really gets ramped up. You then have the contest and you have 2 days. After Monday, the news cycle of what has just happened is gone. Come Tuesday, it's about what's next. But we forget, too, it blends right in. The biggest stars in this sport, Masvidal, McGregor, Diaz, all have one thing in common. They didn't win their last fight. I apologize. They all have 2 things in common. They did not win their last 2 fights. I apologize. They have 3 things in common. They did not win their last 2 fights, and they've never once reminded you. And it just doesn't matter. It just moves on. Now, I bring that to you because Masvidal is going for something big. He is calling some very big shots. He is going after McGregor, yes, but he took his focus off McGregor at least for a moment to start shifting it back to Nate Diaz. He's going after some very big things. Is he going in the wrong direction? We don't know. He's not doing anything wrong. He's doing his career exactly with what he should be doing. But let's just take a good look real fast at Nate versus Masvidal. Boom. Well, yes, we want to see it. Yes, that's going to be a big fight. Okay. But before you tell me or before you predict a fight, you do have to look at from the organization's standpoint and attempt to guess, is that something they want to sign off on? As great as that would be, as much, and you relive the BMF, all these different things, where it looks like Nate is at and where Nate is going to go afterwards, it's a tremendous risk. It's a tremendous risk to put a huge star that you've got under contract with a guy who's going to leave. It's just a risk. It's one of those things. Be careful how you do that. And then what would even happen with a win? Like, where would George go from there? And I'm not sure that's the capacity that he's going to be used in. I'm not sold on that. I think it's one of the things that's getting in the way of Masvidal versus McGregor. I cannot think of a bigger fight. But that's going to be one night. Now you're doing chess. You're trying to guess or you're playing checkers. Is one of the great chess players going to come down and play checkers for one good night? It's a guess. But I think that's what's slowing that down. I think that's even what's stopping it. If I was to predict something more, now, I just discussed Masvidal. What Masvidal's doing, where he's going. And it's exactly right. Doing everything right. But nobody else within that division is going after Masvidal, and I don't know why. Is it just he's too rough of a guy? Is it just a flat-out respect thing? Or is it more of they think they'd look foolish and they don't think they could get the fight? Because in this particular situation, I believe that they're wrong. I believe that somebody that is still an up-and-comer and still a potential contender and still a very big threat to a veteran is still the most likely guy. As much as you may want to see Diaz versus Masvidal, I think you're more likely, this is a fight I'm predicting, I think that you are more likely to see Luque versus Masvidal. I think that's the path and the trajectory. I think that Masvidal versus Gilbert Burns, that is something where the winner could visibly and clearly move on, but so could whoever comes in second. It's one of those situations, as opposed to a night with McGregor, which is going to be absolutely awesome. You never know when Conor's last time is going to be. Hell, we don't even know when his next time is going to be. It's one of those things. Do you think that they're likely to sign off on it? It's an interesting spot, but I do think that everything's right by Masvidal. We'll see how it plays out. I think everything's wrong by the other guys in the division. Why are they not attaching their names? It would put Masvidal in a very tough spot. He's taking this from the standpoint of I'll take on anybody and I want to be busy and I tell Hunter Campbell all the time and I'll take on, these guys won't fight. He's taking that position. So if you offer to satisfy everything that he said publicly he's looking for, it puts him in a tough spot. If you offer to be the guy that will get in there with him quickly, turn this around, allow him to get back out, jump back on the horse, all the stuff that he's talking about, I don't know that it would be a huge miss. I don't love the idea of calling for things that are going to look silly and going to get dismissed. I do understand that he's a big star. If you're not, how are you going to get on the docket with him? But I do think that if you observe the landscape of the sport, and particularly that division, if you are one of these hungry up-and-comers, I think Michael Chiesa is more likely to end up there with Masvidal than these massive fights of Conor or Diaz. But I'll never know. I'll never know if one of these guys that would love to be a feature bout or a main event doesn't come out here and start calling him out. It is a little bit surprising that nobody is calling out a guy in the division who's very hungry, is telling anybody that, listen, I'm ready to go, oh my, I don't have an opponent. Okay, great. I heard everything that you had to say. I'm going to satisfy all of those things, sign the contract, or what now? Puts him in an interesting spot. He's good. He could deal with it. But the other side of the coin is he might not want to. I do think that you guys underestimate Jorge Masvidal. I'm talking directly to you younger, hungry guys within the division. I think that you think that he will take his ball and go home like so many other stars. Don't forget, not all the stars do that. Some of the stars get up in that loft and they leave the ladder down. Go see Tony Ferguson. Charles Oliveira does not exist right now. Not on the level that you know him. Not with the notoriety that you know him. Not with a championship belt that you know him. If it's not for Tony Ferguson. And I submit for you, I think Masvidal is the same guy. I think a lot of you aren't calling him out because you think you're going to get dismissed because you're not as big of a star as he is. A lot of times you'd be true. I think you got the wrong guy here. I think if some of you younger guys that want an opportunity, see something there that you can like, think you'd be a good co-star with him, I think you'd be very well served to test those waters and go challenge him.